Oh, hello. This is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I would like to tell you about a dish that I created. Actually, it has become a template and I call it iron wok rice. The reason I call it iron wok rice is because I cook it in my cast iron wok. When I was growing up, this dish that is very familiar to me is frequently called clay pot rice. What it is that rice are cooked in a clay pot with Chinese sausages and Chinese bacon. I don't particularly like that dish because it is very oily to me. When we spent a year in Shanghai, my wife really comes to like it. And then several years ago, I was at a Pakistani restaurant. They have a buffet and they serve a dish that are very similar to the clay pot rice. Instead of using the sausages and bacon, they use a lot of vegetables. This dish is known as biryani. When I discovered this dish, I know that now I can combine the clay pot rice with biryani to come up something that both my wife and I would enjoy. So I come up with this idea, if I cook this dish in a wok, so I would start out with Chinese sausages and bacons, and then follow by adding rice, and then add vegetables to it. I discovered this would be perfect to cook in the cast iron wok because the cast iron wok has this excellent heat capacity. It will actually cause the rice to be slightly crisp. The crispiness of the rice at the bottom really adds an excellent touch to the dish. I've been working on this template for the last several months, and now it's come to the point it is almost perfection to us. I think it's important to remember this is an example because I always make substitutions in the template depend on what I have available. I have created different versions for this template, both vegetarian or with meat. When I do have meat, I use different type of meat, but the most common meat that I use, such as in this particular example, is bacon and Chinese sausages. In this dish, I use only 4 ounces of bacon. The bacon is used more as a condiment rather than as the main ingredients. In regard to Chinese sausages, I also use about 4 ounces. I cut the Chinese sausages into thin slices. A lot of time I don't use it at all. To me, the main attraction of this dish is the vegetables. I would like to try to put in as many different vegetables as I could because it creates a complex flavor that I truly enjoy. The advanced prepping really helps because I will have many different vegetables available at my fingertips. For example, for this dish, I find some jalapeno pepper that I chop up. When I look into the refrigerator, I find some sliced onion. For this dish, Brussels sprouts goes particularly well, and I'm glad that I found some already prepped. Several days ago, one of my friends, she brought me some Chinese mustard green, so I put some of them in it as well. From my wife's gardens, I find some zucchini, which I chop up already in the refrigerator. She also brought me some yellow squash, again, that I have it prepped already. I always have some sliced carrot, so that is easy. I will put some of that in. A mushroom is always my wife's favorite, so I always have some portobello mushroom already prepped on hand. I just love sweet corn in almost anything, so I got some frozen sweet corn ready to go. I really enjoy having shrimp in this dish, so I thaw out some shrimp and have them ready. I think this dish provides me a very strong argument of the importance of advanced prepping because by having everything already prepped, I can pull all the ingredients together to ready to cook this dish in about 15 minutes. Without advanced prepping, I don't think I would ever even attempt to cook the dish with this level of complexity. Now I'm ready to cook. I'm going to use my 13-inch Chicago oven cast iron wok. Of course, I can use any other wok as well. I like to use this cast iron wok partly because of its heat retaining capacity. But more importantly is that I can serve the dish directly in the wok, and it makes a very nice serving presentation. I start by adding 2 tablespoons of canola oil to the wok, and I start seasoning the wok and I let it smoke for about 15 seconds. If you're not familiar with my spot seasoning method, you can take a look at this video. The first thing I do is that I'm going to stir fry the bacon. I would like to fry the bacon to slightly crisp. The next food ingredients to go in is the jalapeno pepper. This then followed by the addition of about half cup of chopped onion. The bacon together with the jalapeno pepper and chopped onion will produce some very nice flavor. Next to go into the wok is the sliced Chinese sausages. I then add the rice. I use two kinds of rice. I use jasmine rice in a mixture with brown rice. I use approximately about 3 cups of rice, and then I follow by adding 3 cups of water. I add a little bit less water than I normally would because I know the vegetable will give off some moisture. I mix the rice with all the ingredients in the wok. Now I'm going to finish by adding the remaining ingredients. First start out with 1 cup of Brussels sprout. This then followed by 3 cups of Chinese mustard green. I mix everything and it looks like I might need some more water, so I add a little bit more water to the wok. This is followed by 2 cups of zucchini and yellow squash combined. Finally, I add 1 cup of carrot. I decide the order in adding all these ingredients based on how long I want different ingredients to be cooked. By now, I have added all the ingredients that I wanted to go in at this time. So I find myself a cover and I put it on and I turn the stove to low. It is very nice to have the see-through cover because I can tell exactly what is going on. In about 10 minutes, the rice is almost cooked. So this is the time I'm going to add the portobello mushroom. I decided to add the mushroom later because my wife liked the mushroom to have its original taste and texture pretty much retained. After I have spread out the mushroom on the surface of the rice, now I add the shrimp and the frozen corn right on top of it. Again, the reason I add the shrimp later because I do not want to overcook them. I used a pair of chopsticks to turn over the ingredients on the surface of the wok. I try to bury the shrimp into the rice. Finally, I'm going to crack 3 eggs directly on the surface of the ingredients. This is a very common practice in different kind of cuisines, all the way from Korean to Indonesian. I covered the wok with the cover and let it cook further until the eggs are pretty much half cooked. So the final step is I'm going to add some sauce to the surface of the food, and I'm going to use 2 sauces. One is an oyster sauce and the other one is a dark soy sauce. I cover the wok and let it cook for another couple minutes, and now the dish is ready to serve. The cook time of this dish is about 35 minutes, and before that I spent about 15 minutes in preparation. So the total cook time is roughly 50 minutes. Not bad for a really complex and delicious dish. This dish is one of our favorites because of the different ingredients in it. It meets the requirement for my wife as well as meet the requirement for me. The dish uses the bacon and the Chinese sausages to provide as a condiment. But the vegetable, to me, is the star of the dish. It provides both color, nutrition, as well as exceptional flavor. Again, this is just a template, and you can modify it in any other possible ways. And I think this is one of these dish that has tremendous potential, and you can introduce many different kinds of ingredients into it and still make it to work. Furthermore, you can season it entirely differently. In this video, I have given you a demonstration of how I create a fusion template that uses the Chinese claypot rice and the Pakistani biryani. This template has become an important part of my template repertoire. Thank you for watching. If you find this video useful to you, please click the like icon below because that will help me to extend the visibility of my YouTube channel. If you would like to receive notifications of my future videos, please subscribe to my channel. See you next time.